Welcome to your 4 to 5 on this Wednesday. I'm Sydney here with Eric, Hunter, and Claire. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
To all of you.
Middle of the week, yes.
We made it.
A little chilly, a little chilly today, but a beautiful day here behind us.
Overall, and you know what day it is? Other than hump day, it's Men Make Dinner Day.
Oh, I didn't
Did you know
that.
that?
They have a day for
I'm
everything.
glad you told me
For
that.
everything.
Can I sign up on this list to have Men Make Me Dinner? That's great.
I hope my wife's not watching. Well, I'll check in. I'll check in.
All right, before we get to the weather, we're going to talk about our headlines. We've heard from several in the Triad about issues concerning Silver Airways flights being canceled from PTI Airport.
None of us got our money back for the flights whatsoever. And there was 7 of us.
Now we are gaining clarity. Here's what we've learned so far. We are hearing from reliable sources that Silver Airways service has been terminated at PTI. Earlier today, I went to book a flight on Silver Airlines from Greensboro to wherever the locations are, 4 different locations, and the information was still there. But as you can see now, when you go to PTI's website with Silver Airways, the page was not found. I reached out to PTI Airport, who did not comment and directed me to the airline company. If you go to Silver Airways website, you can't even find Greensboro on the list of options for booking a flight. If you go to their Greensboro specific website, it also says page not found. I've reached out to its direct company line, media line, and sent emails to the company. We've yet to hear back. Now, if you remember, the airline launched its first arrival and departure flight from PTI back in July. The low-fare nonstop flights went to Orlando, Florida, and Nashville, Tennessee, and there was talks about expanding it to Pensacola and Tampa, Florida. The recent cancellations spark frustration among flyers who say the inconsistency over the past few months is frustrating.
I personally never got my money back for checking my bag that day. None of us got a refund for our flight whatsoever. They had told us that we could. Silver Airways, I talked to them on the phone and they said that they were going to refund us. I have multiple email threads with them on all the tickets that we bought. And they will not respond to me about giving me a refund.
Violet Tabor spent $150 for a round trip to Nashville with Silver Airways. She says after 4 delays, it was then canceled. Then they had to rent a car to get to their destination. Tabor says if she knew it wasn't reliable, she wouldn't have booked it. Now, if you are beginning to plan for your holiday travels, AAA has some tips to make sure you're ready to go.
Whether you're taking a car or a plane, it's going to be probably one of the busiest holiday travel periods that we've ever seen on record. We're talking pre-pandemic levels. People are really excited about traveling. They're going to be doing so by vehicle. They're going to be doing so by plane. So I would say the biggest advice I could give you right now is that if you haven't booked your travel plans yet, do so as soon as possible.
And with these cancellations top of mind, Wright also suggests getting a travel agent to guide you through any of those travel woes.
Certainly feeling the difference in terms of temperatures just in the past several days thanks to a cold front, and heading into tonight we're looking at a freeze warning across the Triad. That's going to be from midnight through 9 a.m. tomorrow with temperatures in the upper 20s, even middle 20s in some of those more prone areas where we could see cooler temperatures. Outside right now though, pretty nice and dry thanks to high pressure building into the area, even breezy behind that front with gusts up to 20 to 30 miles per hour. Temperatures only making it into the upper 40s and lower 50s as we speak. Again, into tonight, that freeze warning in effect, so make sure you take care of the 4 Ps. That's people, pets, pipes, and also plants. We're back in the upper 20s, lower 50s at best for tomorrow, and this is what you can expect the next 20 hours as those temperatures slowly climb down into the upper 20s, back into the 40s and lower 50s for tomorrow afternoon. But even more cooler air is on the way in the forecast. I've got a better look at your 7-day coming up in just a couple minutes.
Claire, thank you. The city of Greensboro is working to keep the homeless warm this winter. The city's Doorway Project will be in charge of the pallet shelter homes at Pomona Park. The city says it will begin setting up the tiny structures today.
These individuals need a safe place to stay that's warm, that will keep them safe from the elements during the winter season. And so 2 folks can go into each shelter. 2 of our shelters are ADA compliant, so we've limited that to 1 bed per shelter for that mobility. And then we have 1 shed that's simply for security and case management. So we can get in here roughly about 56 people.
The city launched the program last year. Each miniature home will have heating and electricity. It will also come with 2 beds, a mobile bathroom on site, and overnight security.
Also, don't miss this. With temperatures dropping to freezing lows tonight, it's another white flag warning for the Interactive Resource Center. People without a home can stop by the shelter on Washington Street for a warm place to stay overnight. There are no current restrictions on who can stay, and no ID is required. Intake starts at 8 p.m.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. You can expect more security at a pair of triad schools this week. Yadkin County Schools says there will be extra law enforcement at Starmount Middle and High School. It comes after the district says a threat was made toward the schools on TikTok. The district superintendent says the coordinator for school safety and security will also be present on both campuses.
There are new efforts to provide more free or reduced breakfasts to triad students. North Carolina is allocating $1.4 million in grant money to expand free and reduced breakfast services. The state is partnering with the local organizations, including the Carolina Hunger Initiative. All districts throughout the state can apply for the grant starting today.
And the Greensboro Grasshoppers are preparing for a major announcement ahead of the 2024 season. The team is hosting a kickoff party for its brand refresh and reveal. The Hoppers plan to showcase their renewed identity, logo, uniforms, and vision for the upcoming season. They say it will energize both fans and the community. The brand reveal will happen tonight at 5:30. We'll give you a look at their new brand tonight at 6.
It is homecoming week for North Carolina A&T. This weekend, current and former students will gather in Greensboro for the greatest homecoming on earth. But the celebrations don't stop there. Next week, the school will also break ground on a new building to help students and the community. WFMY News 2's Ben Briscoe has the scoop.
At the North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University Farm.
What's behind me is a beautiful dairy that we have here.
Interim Dean Shirley Hyman Parker says they're already teaching students cutting-edge agricultural techniques, like being one of the only schools in the nation to train on how to use a robot to milk cows. And now the good news keeps flowing.
Our students in animal science as well as food and nutritional sciences will have a chance to really expand what they do. We'll be building a new building called the Urban and Community Food Complex.
It will include a creamery to make ice cream from the milk collected at the dairy, plus a business incubator where community members can get help from professors starting their own food-related businesses, like selling fancy jams or spicy barbecue sauce.
Faculty will work with them in developing that business plan and on through the full spectrum into marketing.
There will even be a commercial kitchen where community members can work.
We have a responsibility to make sure that we are being present for our community and that we are making a difference here in the community. So that's something that stands out for us.
The new building on the farm is yet another way for North Carolina A&T to keep on growing.
Money for the farm expansion is coming from the federal government, and they hope to have the new program up and running by 2025.
Well, for the first time in its long history, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will begin half an hour earlier. Parade organizers unveiled the lineup and performers for the 97th annual event. To list a few, the parade will feature 26 floats, 12 marching bands, and 8 performance groups. Cher will be the headliner. And Brandy, Chicago, the Neighbors, and even the Muppets will also be in attendance as well, too.
We're laughing because you said
missed
half
it.
an hour earlier and both of us go,
It was like we should have been on TikTok because you said neither one of us knew it. And you said half an hour earlier, and we both were like two little Muppets. We looked at each other real quick.
I didn't realize that.
I have not watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in
love
so
it.
long.
I remember
It's
that
been
being
a
a big
while.
tradition, like growing up.
It
You would
is.
always put it on TV, sit around with families, everybody's cooking dinner. Yeah.
We kind of keep it on. It's in the background, and once in a while you notice if it's somebody that you like or whatever
Yep.
they sing. You know.
I love seeing all the floats, and then I love watching, anchors and reporters out there doing their thing too. It's a cool event when you can catch it.
We probably watch differently than the average person because we want to watch the on-air people and
The
see
on-air
how they do.
That's very
Yes.
true.
Well, now that Halloween is over, it's time to start thinking about Thanksgiving, right? And how much the big meal could cost you. There's good news when it comes to turkeys. Prices for Thanksgiving birds are down 13% compared to last year and could fall even lower as we get closer to the holiday. That's according to the Wells Fargo Agri-Food Institute. Turkeys are often a loss leader, meaning stores sell them at discount to get shoppers in the door.
With wholesale prices down almost 30% from a year ago, that gives the retailer a lot of room to discount those turkeys as we get right towards Thanksgiving.
Ham, on the other hand, will cost you more. It's up about 5% from last year. Canned cranberries are even more expensive, up 60% this year, but fresh fruits and vegetables are either at or below last year's prices.
All right, here's a way you can spice up your Thanksgiving meal and maybe save some money this holiday season. Who needs reusable shot glasses when you can just make a cookie shot? Look at this. Nestle Toll House is preparing to launch its cookie shot kit on its website. It comes with cookie dough, morsels, a baking mold, and a $25 gift card to purchase a drink of choice. So bakers and entertainers can customize their cookie shot selection. The kit goes on sale next Wednesday and runs through December 8th.
I love this.
That's a great idea.
Also for parents, and when Santa's coming into town, that's a great way to give him both milk and cookies.
In the same thing.
In the same thing.
I like that.
That is so cool. I love that. And then it won't get messy if you're trying to dip a cookie into the milk with that. But that's a really creative way. And then look at the straws. They're like, what is it, the candy cane?
Candy cane
Yeah.
straws.
I'm thinking with that, if you did like whipped cream and then like peppermint sprinkles on the top, that'd be a neat little dessert.
Ooh, that would be
Because
really
you eat
cool.
the glass, so to speak, right?
That's a good point. People who like eggnog too, I feel like that would go well.
I
I'm not a
love
big
eggnog.
See, I need to grow in the eggnog department.
Did you guys ever make cookies for Santa?
Oh, yes.
Back
Every
then?
year.
Yes.
Every year?
My kids do every year.
Yeah. That was the fun days. I enjoyed that a lot.
I like that when my kids leave a note for him too.
Oh,
Like,
I
I
love
hope
that
you like
too.
these cookies. Like, what if he doesn't like that kind? They're always so worried about that. He
That's
likes
true.
them all.
Cookies.
He likes them all.
He does
We'll
like
be
all
right
of
back.
those.
Certainly going to be feeling like winter these next couple of days, especially in the morning with freezing temperatures likely heading into tonight. Freeze warning from midnight through 9 o'clock in the morning. Even more freezing temperatures likely into Friday morning as well. Though if you are a warm weather fan, good news, milder heading into the weekend, also going to be staying dry. Winter chill back in the upper 20s tomorrow morning. Some areas could even see the lower 20s. Friday morning more like the lower 30s, back in the middle 30s as we warm up heading into the weekend. Cold high pressure is going to play a role heading into tonight, allowing those temperatures to drop across our region. And part of that is due to the breezes we're seeing today slowly die down, and with calmer air, that's going to allow temperatures to crawl even lower. And what we're going to be seeing tonight, lower middle 20s according to this model, 26 in Greensboro. Make sure you protect those outdoor plants. Take care of the 4 Ps. It is going to be a cold one into tomorrow. Make sure you have that warm coffee on hand. Freeze warning through 9 o'clock as we head back into the 40s and lower 50s for your Thursday. Next 12 hours by around 7, 8 o'clock, already dipping into the upper 30s, into the upper 20s by around 5 o'clock in the morning. So tonight, upper 20s. Remember, going to be a cold one. Tomorrow, only making it into the lower 50s, just slightly warmer than what we saw today. And in your 7-day, we're actually seeing some milder temperatures heading into the end of daylight saving time. We're back in the upper 60s, even lower 70s to complete this weekend and head into next week.
All right, so how are those porch pumpkins looking today? Halloween come and gone, and before you toss those sunken jack-o'-lanterns in the trash, there's some ways to give your gourds new life after the holiday. So every year, more than 1 billion, that's billion with a B, pounds of pumpkins end up in a landfill. These landfill pumpkins create greenhouse gases, take up valuable landfill space, and their nutrients are never returned to the soil if they go there. So you can help reduce this waste by dropping off your gourd to be upcycled into compost or used as food for farm animals. That can happen at North Carolina A&T University Farm there if you want to do that. Other ways you can get rid of those pumpkins in Greensboro this Saturday. There's a pumpkin smash at Lake Brant from 10 to noon. That sounds like fun. And the Greensboro Farmers Corner Market will be accepting pumpkins from 8 to noon there.
A pumpkin
And this
smash.
is why I don't own it, a pumpkin, because I wouldn't even
Have to
know
get
what
rid
to,
of it.
Yeah, all of that.
You can't
I'll just keep
technically
a fake
throw it
pumpkin.
away.
I'll just keep a fake pumpkin and go about my day.
And regular pumpkins can also be used as a food source for like squirrels and deer in your backyard, and some gourds can even use as a birdhouse. So we've actually taken, we live near the woods, so we take it way back in the back of the property and just chunk it out there.
A birdhouse?
No, the pumpkin.
Okay,
Actual
I
pumpkin.
thought you said a birdhouse.
No, it can. A used pumpkin can be a birdhouse. Like birds will actually go in there and nest.
Super cool.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm still stuck on the pumpkin smash.
Yeah,
I like that. You
100%.
probably can get rid of some stress and all that good stuff.
Sounds like some kind of drink to me.
Pumpkin smash.
That's
They do
hilarious.
online. They have pigs for pumpkins, which you can also donate them to like
that's-
animal sanctuaries too. So pigs
Well,
like pumpkins.
they'll eat them, I guess.
Wow.
Pigs eat everything.
I was going to say pigs probably do eat
Yeah.
everything, don't they?
Yeah.
My dad,
You guys knowing about what to do with the pumpkin.
Yeah,
I love this for y'all.
my dad used to hate
She said couldn't
cucumbers.
be me.
You talk about pigs. My dad hated cucumbers, and I said, "Dad, cucumbers are good." He goes, "Pigs won't eat cucumbers."
Oh.
And I said, "Surely they do." He goes, "No." He always swore. I don't know that. I wish somebody would tell me on Facebook because I don't know the truth. He said, "If a pig won't eat it, I won't eat it." And he wouldn't eat-
That's a big one either.
Speaking of cucumbers, cucumber water is
Yes,
my favorite.
so good.
Pretty
Delicious.
I love that. We'll be right back.
there's a new tour taking Virginia by storm. Tipsy Wagon Tours Wagon Tours in Central Virginia is showing off the state's wineries in a vintage Volkswagen Beetle. They say now is the perfect time to plan your trip.
This is Mabel, the vehicle behind Tipsy Wagon Tours that will elevate your winery experience. Husband and wife team Katie and Ken wanted to bring the excitement of touring wineries to a new crowd of people.
We always like to find those fun and unique and different things to do in the places that we visit, and we thought that this would be such a cool, fun idea to bring to the Charlottesville area.
On that tour, Mabel will pick you and your group up at a mystery winery, and from there, the fun begins with lots of features you all can enjoy.
I mean, obviously she's super fun and cute, so you'll get a lot of attention riding around in her. Lots of air conditioning. We've got 11 windows that you can open up and get a good breeze. And of course then on the tours themselves, you get a flight included.
You get to pick from a list of winery favorites like Keswick, Castle Hill, among others, and make some fun memories with people you love.
You get a lot of fun. It's a safe way to kind of travel around and do the wineries and breweries in the area.
Tipsy Wagon Tours offers private and public tours that all last around 3.5 hours.
Tipsy Wagon Tour. I love that.
I like it too.
Yeah, there's so many different wineries. I actually love going on winery tours if I can. So this is really interesting. It's nothing like being on a bus or the tour bus to just sit and relax, and it takes you to all of the different,
They do that in the Yadkin Valley wineries up and down in our region to the west. It's awesome.
I've never done a winery
You
tour.
should do that.
Yeah, you should.
I was kind of waiting for my trip, to Europe and to kind of do it some.
You gotta do
That's
that
the real
yearly.
deal.
Yeah, last fall I had spent some time doing that, just checking out. I think I checked 3. I wanted to see the guy that I met at the Piedmont Triad Farmers Market because he was super nice. But their winery was closed for the time being, just because they had a wedding. But there was a ton, and they're all super close
There's so
together, so
many,
you can just
yes.
hop and check out.
And
each
there are
spot.
tours. They have buses that do that,
Yeah.
little tour buses.
And that's a
things.
safe way to drive too if you plan to continue consuming wine. Yeah.
That's
I think
what
I
it
prefer
is.
the
That's
wagon.
true safety.
The wagon, the Tipsy Wagon.
I think I prefer the Tipsy Wagon.
Tipsy
Right?
Isn't that a name, huh?
love it.
The Tipsy Wagon.
All aboard.
So, but that's right.
We'll see
be
you
right
at
back.
4:30.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guys, what time is this live hit specifically? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 minutes.
Welcome back to the 4 to 5. We're having fun today.
We are.
We got Friday vibes on a Wednesday.
Yep, and it is hump day. Every time I think of hump day, I think of you because you always talk about hump day.
I really do. Well, you know what?
You
It's
do
this
right?
way the week. The reason. I'm thinking about the men make dinner more than I'm thinking about hump day right
There
now.
you go.
Let's be honest, right? The national day. Come on.
I'm in trouble because I did not plan for that. I'd never heard of that, so here we go.
Here we go. You know, time to start thinking.
Take out.
$1 late, day short, $1 late. You just do it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I'll tell them. We'll play. I am a procrastinator, so that'll work.
Yeah.
Take out Thursday time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot to talk about in this half hour, but first, before we get to weather and all news things, the proclaimed greatest homecoming on earth is right here in Greensboro. We are halfway through homecoming week for North Carolina A&T.
All week, the school has hosted homecoming events, getting current and former students excited about their university.
That's right, and at the beginning of the week, it was all about safety, and now it's time to partay. WFMY News 2's Daniel Cruz joins us live from the campus as students get ready for their homecoming pep rally. Daniel, what's it like out there?
Guys, this is definitely a week Aggies past and present look forward to every single year. Having covered countless homecoming activities in my time living and working here in Greensboro, this definitely stands up to the greatest homecoming on earth. As you can see, students are already lining up for the pep rally, which will start at 6 o'clock tonight. The band is already out here warming up as well. The week-long event started with coronation on Sunday, and tonight students get a break from classes to enjoy the pep rally. Again, that will start at 6 as things really kick into high gear. Crews have spent the day setting up Corbett Arena inside. The cheerleading squad and the band are two of the highlights that will be featured at tonight's pep rally, which will run until 8 o'clock, and there will be numerous events throughout the week, all leading up to the weekend. On Saturday, we have the homecoming football game, one of the big events for the week as well. Guys, back to you.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much. And as you can imagine, homecoming week at A&T provides a major economic boost, not only for school, but the city of Greensboro and North Carolina, too. So this morning, we spoke to a representative from the university about why homecoming week benefits everyone.
Homecoming brings, as you mentioned, 60 to 80,000 Aggies to the city of Greensboro. And they come in and they're spending money from everything, restaurants, hotels, and so on.
A&T estimates during big events like homecoming, 47,000 households stay here between 3 and 4 nights, spending $33.2 million in Guilford County. Homecoming week events wrap up Sunday at the Greensboro Coliseum.
Certainly going to be a cold one tonight. It's been a beautiful day thus far, but temperatures have only climbed into the upper 40s, nearing around 50 degrees, and as high pressure builds in, well, it's going to be a cold night ahead. Temperatures right now are mainly the upper 40s, 48 in Greensboro and in Reedsville, 49 in High Point and in Asheboro. Today in the Triad, next couple of hours by around 8 o'clock, we're going to be back in the upper 30s. Already a cold night ahead with that freeze warning in effect from 12 o'clock through 9 o'clock in the morning. So keep that in mind for the 4 Ps. For futurecast clouds and radar. Lots and lots of sunshine continuing throughout the day on Thursday, and that's going to be the main story these next couple of days. Lots of sun, very dry, all thanks to high pressure sitting over us and eventually moving offshore, allowing some warmth back in the forecast for the weekend. But tonight, it is going to be a cold one. We're back in the middle and upper 20s, clear and cold, mostly sunny conditions continuing heading into tomorrow, but high is going to be a little bit warmer, sitting in the lower 50s. Still seasonally cold for this time of year.
Lawmakers in the House of Representatives are meeting tonight to write a bill that would provide aid for Israel in its fight against Hamas. It does not include money to support Ukraine and other national security needs, and the proposed way to pay for it is drawing a veto threat from the White House. Natalie Brand has more from Capitol Hill.
New House Speaker Mike Johnson trekked over to the Senate to push for his proposal of a standalone bill to provide aid to Israel. His plan not only faces resistance from Democrats, but the Senate Republican leader as well.
In order to make a law, it has to pass both bodies and be signed by the president. And we'll see if the bill comes out of the House, and if so, what kind of margin it has.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell opposes Johnson's plan to separate Israeli aid from Ukraine, Taiwan, and border security as part of the president's more than $100 billion request.
I'm just speaking for myself. I think we need to address all 4 of those areas in a credible way.
The House Republican proposal pays for the aid to Israel by cutting funding to the IRS to hire new auditors. But a Congressional Budget Office report shows that plan may not pay off. The CBO's analysis estimates cutting the funding to the IRS would raise the deficit by around $12.5 billion over the next 10 years. And House Republicans defend the plan.
Any member of the House of Representatives that votes to fund the IRS and not to fight evil is something they're going to have to live with.
Speaker Johnson wants to vote on his bill as early as Thursday.
House Republicans are asking a price for helping them by cutting off funding that holds rich tax cheats accountable. That ain't happening. House, it ain't happening.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is urging the Speaker to start over, saying a bipartisan deal is the only way forward.
In the unlikely event the House plan makes it through Congress, President Biden has threatened to veto the bill.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup here now. The sentencing hearing in the Molly Corbett and Tom Martin's case continues today in Davidson County. A judge is deciding how long they should go to prison for the killing of Corbett's husband, Jason Corbett, in 2015. The two accepted pleas Monday, preventing the case from going to retrial. They both face up to more than a decade in prison, depending on what the judge decides in their sentencings.
An update in the New York civil fraud case against former President Donald Trump. Donald Trump Jr. spent the day in a New York courthouse. He testified in a civil fraud trial against his family and their business. Trump Jr. is the first of the former president's children expected to take the stand. The New York Attorney General alleges that the former president, his company, and top executives conspired to exaggerate his wealth in order to secure loans and make deals.
Employees at chains like Walgreens and CVS are demanding more staff, mandatory training hours, and better working conditions. The walkout, dubbed Farmageddon on social media, that began Monday. The major chains say they are addressing the concerns and are committed to providing a healthy workplace environment.
All right, it might be November 1st, but for some people, it is Christmas time already, especially to Mariah Carey. Continuing her yearly tradition, the All I Want for Christmas Is You singer posted a video on social media at midnight to announce that she is officially flipping the switch over to the Christmas season. In the video, Carey is frozen in a huge block of ice, but her vocals shatter the ice and she welcomes Christmas. So I asked you on Facebook about your fall versus Christmas decorations, and here's what you had to say. Celia says, I keep fall going through Thanksgiving dinner. Christmas starts the very next day. I love the colors of fall. Brenda says, I've got the tree up already and decorated. Goodness, lots of presents wrapped and put Christmas decorations up on my patio today. I'm ready. Bring on the snow. Troy says, everything from Halloween is left out for Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving Day, we begin with Christmas decorations, our absolute favorite holiday. Jennifer says, I do leaf things and scarecrows. I decorate more for fall than Christmas. Wow. Things come out at the end of November and early December for Christmas. And our own Tim Buckley says, I just keep out pumpkins and a few fall leaves. I know Christmas decor brings a lot of joy in November, but not me. I love fall.
He said not
He's
me.
sticking with fall.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Tim a little bit. I love Christmas decorations, but I think I like fall decorations as well too.
You like the colors
what about a blend though? Can we not have both?
Yeah,
Is there not like a, you know?
I like fall
nice
through
middle?
Thanksgiving.
No? You know, you can have pumpkins outside, but the tree is
with
inside.
little Santa Claus hats on.
I like that. I don't put up Christmas decorations until like middle of December.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah.
see, to me, it's not worth it. You either need to have a full month of the Christmas decorations or not at all for me.
I do mid-November, and I'm like the Christmas fanatic. I get it from my mother. My mother would decorate sooner, but you know, I usually go home to like help her decorate. That's the goal. But love it. Like I love it.
I do too.
Me too. There's something about it.
We start Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's when we put all the lights up, and then we could go all the way. We go, there's an argument for this, but we go through New Year's. So whatever the first day, we can take them down after New Year's Day.
Yep.
But Lauren Coleman always says, your Christmas tree should never see the new year. Her mother would say that.
Oh,
so I've never heard that.
That's quick to turn it around.
I just like decorations in general, no matter the season. Getting into any type of spirit just makes it all the more fun.
I know, but then it makes your regular house look bare when you take them all down.
Does.
So true.
It's
then you're
sad.
like, I gotta go get more home goods.
Yeah, right.
I'm forced to shop. Is what
Shoot, that's how they get you.
We'll be right back.
Hello, friends. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination. It is the worst. You want to go to sleep. It's time to go to sleep, but you just lie there, awake, thinking to yourself, I need to sleep. What are your tricks for going to sleep or getting back to sleep? What?
Teacher.
A glass of milk.
Does that really work?
Yes.
Like really the old school glass of milk?
No.
Just, and it's really, I don't even fill it up to the top. It's like half a glass. And I go straight to sleep.
I'll try anything.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got nothing on that. I just sit there until I
I'm a
finally fall
horrible
asleep.
sleeper. Horrible.
Horrible going to sleep, horrible in the middle of the night?
It can be both, but I'll do the thing where I'll fall asleep and I'll stay asleep for 4 hours and I wake up.
Wake
and
back
I'm
up.
And then
Yeah,
I'm
me
up
too.
forever.
What do you do?
And that's when you drink the milk.
Only when I'm having a hard time going to sleep. Yeah, is when I
try
drink it.
that.
Or reading. Yeah, if you like to read.
Reading does help.
Yeah, you'll
It does
go to
help.
sleep that
All right,
way.
so we talked with a sleep specialist not too long ago, and she said if you do wake up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep, you need to get up.
Avoid staying in bed. Definitely break the cycle. Simply distracting yourself from the frustration of not sleeping can make you sleepy. And once you feel drowsy, get back into your bed and try again.
I do that.
You do? You get up?
Yeah, because I can tell when the brain's racing, like, might as well get up. I can tell when my mind is going too fast.
And you don't pick up the phone and you don't turn on the TV?
Well, I'm not saying that.
I will cut on the TV sometimes.
Me too.
And you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to like read or whatever so that you can
the
go
reading.
back to sleep.
I've tried to go to sleep on the couch just for a change of venue.
That's what she says. Get up and go somewhere else. So yeah. So I bring up sleep because so many of us have issues with it, right? And because it's time to fall back. Daylight saving time is this weekend, right? So before you go to bed Saturday night, or if you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, whatever, you turn the clock back 1 hour.
2 a.m.
See, I feel this never messes me up because I feel less pressure to go to sleep because I know I get an extra hour.
Right.
So mentally, I'm like, oh, I'm good if I can't go to sleep.
It doesn't like stress you out like spring forward.
Right. Yes.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
So you're not messed up by the fallback, just the spring forward?
No, I definitely get messed up no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you know what you do for fallback is a little different than how you would prepare for spring forward. A little bit different. So, for instance, the website My Sweet Sleeper says start by practicing a slightly later bedtime every night. So 10 to 15 minutes later tonight, another 10 to 15 minutes the next night, and so on. And then while it's been dark early in the morning now, right, it's going to be that 1 hour behind, right? So 7 o'clock is going to look like what the other one did look. So you're going to want to get in the habit of closing the blinds or the curtains, because otherwise the sun might wake you up a little bit earlier than what you wanted it to.
What you're used to.
Right. Yes.
Which I like. I actually I don't like waking up in the dark and getting ready for work, which is kind of what I do now.
Right.
I like it when the time changes.
So it's
The time
natural.
changes don't bother me at all.
Really?
Nope. I just
Okay.
go with the flow.
You're blessed.
Maybe we just need to all
Highly
just like
favored.
get that much milk.
Yes.
Right?
I'm saying
I'm
it's
trying this.
working.
Seriously, if that works. All right, experts say, you know, you need to do this with your pets too, because they're on a schedule. If they normally have breakfast at 6:30 in the morning, they're going to feel like it's 7:30 next week,
Yes.
and they're going to be like, hey, 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 hey.
Yeah.
Because that's what a dog says.
Just stands on your chest.
Constant.
I mean, they're
Look at
constantly,
me.
yeah, and looking at you and just like
Yes.
staring at you. Well, we have
That's
a
funny.
neurologist in to talk about the impact of daylight saving time on your brain.
Oh, neat.
Right? Like, what does it do to you? How does it impact you? What foods can you eat to help out?
Ooh.
We're going to talk about that at
Oh, I'm
5:30, so
excited
get
about
your
that.
text questions ready, and we'll see you then.
Welcome back. Time now for our Kindness 101 series. Steve Hartman and his kids are back to share a lesson about vision. Hartman introduces us to his nephew, Ted, who's overcoming a major challenge.
Together, they'll teach us how any goal is possible as long as you look into the future and stay determined.
Good morning. I'm here with my daughter and sidekick, Meryl.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our lesson on vision.
And for a definition, we go now to my son Emmett over at the dictionary desk.
Good morning. So for the purposes of this lesson, I'm defining vision as the power to see into the future.
Ooh, sounds magical. Almost like having your own personal crystal ball.
That's so cool. Wait, how'd you do that?
With vision, you're able to look past whatever problems you have in front of you today to the person that you can become. A vision of your future. And who better to teach us about vision than a person who is blind? In this story, pulled from our archive, we see how getting through even your darkest hour is possible with good vision. I chose to tell this story mainly for an audience of one.
Yes.
This 12-year-old named Ted.
Yes.
Ted is my nephew, and he says sometimes his blindness feels insurmountable.
I see.
I thought like I was doomed. that does sound a little immature, but
A woe is me kind of feeling?
yes. I really want to be like everybody else sometimes, you know.
And that's why, when I heard about this drag racer attempting to set a new world speed record, I thought Ted and others like him had to meet the driver. In 2012, Dan Parker of Columbus, Georgia, got in a crash. He suffered a traumatic brain injury so severe it blinded him.
I never imagined I'd be back in the seat of a race car. But I've been a racer my whole life. I just had to figure out another way to do it.
A machinist by trade, Dan got adaptive equipment so he could make parts, and then designed this entire race car.
That just amazes me. What does he look like?
Mustache and a beard?
I don't have a mustache.
You have a mustache?
See? Whiskers. I hope nobody sees them.
Oh, don't worry about it. That won't be an issue. Anyway, back to our story.
Dan was attempting to set the Guinness record for fastest car driven blindfolded. Of course, no blindfold was needed, but he did have a special audio guidance system and, for safety purposes, a sighted driver next to him, hands hovering over the steering wheel just in case. It wasn't necessary. Dan went 211 miles an hour, set a record, and more importantly, an example.
Ted, I want you to know that blindness is not what is stopping you. Surround yourself with believers and go for your dreams. You can make excuses or make it happen.
New Guinness World Records title.
Dan says inspiring the Teds of the world is the main reason he did this. And if my nephew is any indication, it was well worth the drive.
If you can do that, well then I think I could easily pursue my dream. Wait, what about flying a plane?
That's exactly what I wanted to come from this.
Joining us now, my nephew Ted. Welcome to Kindness 101.
It's great to be here.
How's your facial hair coming, Ted?
Bro, it's great. I mean, it's
It
nice
looks
and
like you
long.
shaved.
I did shave.
I should also mention that after that story first aired, you got an offer.
Yes, I got an invitation by a pilot. He was very generous.
You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, pull back.
What was that like?
So fun. It was amazing. We're flying. It's like driving a car.
Well, wait, have you driven a car before?
When I was younger, I did go down your driveway on a...
This is news to me.
Well, I had my mom's help, but you know.
Oh, okay.
So how have these examples and experiences changed your thinking?
Like it's opened the door and shown me everything that's possible in this world.
What do you feel like you can't do now?
What I can't do is be pessimistic.
Ted, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course, it's been a great pleasure. Great pleasure.
You know, people always say to live in the moment, and that's great when things are going well. But when times are tough, it's just as important not to dwell, to look past the present, using not your eyes, but your vision. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay kind.
Lots of cold weather to look forward to heading into tonight with a freeze warning in effect from midnight through 9 o'clock into tomorrow morning. You can expect lows tomorrow morning to sit in the middle and upper 20s, 23 according to this model in Reedsville and also in Danville. Heading into tomorrow, though, from that freeze warning, we're back in the upper 40s and lower 50s despite plenty of sunshine. Still, though, going to be pretty cold the next couple of days. Back in the lower 30s for Friday morning, mid 30s for your Saturday. 70 forecast, though, perhaps you're not quite as fond of the cold. Just like myself, we're going to be back in the upper 60s to end daylight saving time and back in the lower 70s, warmer conditions into next week. A little bit cooler by the time we head into midweek.
Hi, Minnesota, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado.
Hi there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
We also physically got to saw the murder weapons in court. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, the victim's family.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2.
Hey, I'm finally situated here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Happy November. It's time for my 2 cents. Can you believe it's November already? I mean, this year really feels like it just flew by. And before you know it, we'll be in 2024. Kind of scary to think about. But before we start thinking ahead and have conversations about next year, let's focus on how we can make this new month amazing. I love when a new month comes around because it's a time where we should reset and maybe think of some new goals. Let's start with reset. Lately, making sure my place is in tip-top shape has been a top priority for me. I mean, it's nothing like coming home and seeing things in order. Think about ways you can declutter your space. What are some things you can get rid of? Maybe there are clothes you no longer wear and you can give them to those in need, or maybe you have a lot of items stocked in your bathroom you no longer use and you can just throw it out. You'll thank yourself later for creating new space. Lastly, get rid of any trash or things that just no longer work. Now, let's talk about new goals. What is something you have been excited to do this year, but maybe haven't gotten the chance? Maybe the month of November is the perfect time for you to do that. For example, I enjoy sightseeing, and there are a few places in our state I haven't had the chance to visit, such as Raffledini Vineyard in Rhonda. Another goal could be to practice self-care, like doing yoga or making healthy meals. That's just my 2 cents, and that's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
Construction starts on temporary homes for the homeless as the Triad feels the chill.
And to know that I will have my own place just being out here and knowing it's cold, that there's still people out there.
We show you the